Hey guys, as you know, I went to my myofunctional therapist and my chiropractor today to address this unexpected and unexplained pain flare up that I just haven't been able to not only explain but also move through. And they spoke so much wisdom and empowerment into my life that I just really wanted to make a video to share with you guys. I usually do all these videos kind of ad lib and impromptu, but I took notes just because I want to give credit to the work that they've done and who they are to me. So here's kind of between the two of them what I've compiled into some information that I'm hoping will help you as well as you navigate this journey. Um, so, as I acknowledged in my last video, post operatively, I am learning new patterns for a new body. So, it's new, the triggers that bring on pain in my body. Um, it's different treatment to know what relieves that pain, and it's hard to know what the early signs are and what early interventions can be. I knew all of this so well before surgery and had a pretty good control on it, but I also have to remember I had 17 years to figure that out. So, in this specific scenario, last Wednesday, we believe, was the onset or trigger for my pain, and that was that shift, my first shift back at work after having a long break. And the shift was challenging with an aggressive patient. I also didn't get a break. So um, I started to experience pain because of, I believe, the tension and the stress. And then what they said was that your nervous system and your body remember, and then your heart and your mind follow. And this is a PTSD response. And so I felt so validated. Um, they said, you know, you went through so much to get to this place of healing that you found and had to be brave so many times and endure um, way more than you ever want to endure again. And when you start to feel that old pain, or at least constant pain that reminds you of that old pain, it triggers this response, this protective response in your body that your nervous system engages and activates. And then that causes that spiral, that mental and emotional spiral when you don't know what's going on, which is what happened to me. I thought I had very real symptoms. I did have very real symptoms, but I was questioning myself because I thought I was almost inflicting worsening pain on myself because I was scared. Um, and so they gave me some strategies. There's an in the moment recalibration strategy, and then there's like a longer term treatment plan. So the in the moment recalibration is to do what my myofunctional therapist calls a reset moment. And so she instructed me to take the tip of my tongue and place it just behind my front two teeth, and then hold it there. And then to intentionally relax every muscle in my body, especially in my head and jaw, and then to focus on breath work. And so she actually recommended that I try doing this every hour when I'm awake during the day on my days off. And this will help retrain my body to calm down and relax, which will then hopefully impact how much I'm clenching at night. The second thing that she said we could do in the moment, if I can, is lay down and really focus on breathing for like 2 to 3 minutes, which is actually what I did on that really bad shift. My head was pounding so bad, I ran to the break room and laid on the futon for 30 seconds and just counted as I did very focused breathing. And then the last thing, which is kind of challenging to do in the moment, but if it's accessible to you, is to do some yoga or meditation, either on your own or with a YouTube video or an app. And then, as far as a longer term treatment plan, and this is really to help. Um, I didn't really know how to listen to and trust my body when I realized I was spiraling. And so, this treatment plan helps recalibrate your body so that you can get into a space of seeing reality and getting balanced out. So then you can listen to your body and understand what it needs. And I loved this list. So the first thing is to make sure you get sunshine. Uh, Try to do that every day, but especially in these pain crises, get outside. If it's not sunny, at least get some fresh air. Second thing is to be mindful about breath work. There are a lot of good meditation apps out there. My favorite is called Insight Timer. It is free. There's also in-app purchases, of course, but there are a plethora of different types of meditations and soundtracks that you can listen to guide you on your breath work if you're not sure where to start. She also recommended that I laugh really hard with my husband or another friend or family member. Um, this fourth one I love. It is to eat 99% body nourishing food and 1% soul nourishing food with zero guilt. I love this one because I've actually noticed post-operatively that when I eat something that's high concentration of like simple sugars, such as a donut or ice cream or cake, I almost get this feeling like pressure in my left fort, and then my sinuses almost start to feel like I'm getting sick. And I've tracked it probably 6 times now, enough to learn that it is in fact sugar that's causing this, and I think it's an inflammatory response. So I love this concept of food being medicine. And when we say 99% body nourishing foods, it means like whole foods that aren't processed. So a lot of fruits and vegetables, a lot of meat. Um, I will even incorporate cheeses or just not a lot of like carbohydrates, dairy, sugar, especially simple sugars, and really high in fat foods that aren't whole foods, such as avocados or like seeds or nuts that are naturally fat. And then don't forget to allow yourself to still have a little bit of those things that you enjoy and don't have any guilt about it. This next one resonated so much with me. It was refuse to vibrate at the frequency of fear. And at first, that sounds really ethereal and you don't really know what that means or what it feels like. But I think that we can all identify when we almost have like sunglasses on with a lens of viewing everything through fear. And that was what I needed to get out of. I had almost gotten into this headspace of, I know I'm going to cry. I started telling myself that my healing was too good to be true and that I was not going to be pain free. And for some reason, this was proof of that. This is how I knew I was spiraling. And so that is vibrating at a frequency of fear. That leads to the next tip, which was remember who you are. And if you have to journal or write, like, I am strong because I have overcome because, and don't say the word alone, but give yourself examples until you believe it. I am going to find healing and balance because I've done it before. The next one is to read, not necessarily even anything promoting, healing or wellness, just read. The next one is let your light recalibrate. Again, this sounds not very tangible or easy to understand until you start thinking about when you walk into a room, you can tell when someone's energy is life giving versus life draining. And that's okay. We all have moments where we're draining. But find something that fills up that light and allows it to recalibrate. And that's kind of what this list is. I've added a couple additional to this that I did yesterday that I found was really helpful. And one is to be barefoot outside or go outside and actually harvest fruits and vegetables or garden, something where you're actually touching nature. It's just very soothing. And then the last thing is to either journal or reflect. Give yourself space to feel the things that you're feeling and then move in and through that so that you can come out stronger on the other side. So after I've done all of those things, the next instruction is to listen to your body. And now all of a sudden, instead of getting this confusing message that I don't think I can trust, which is I'm never going to get better, I'm finding instead a space where I say, I've been through a lot and it was really hard. This particular situation triggered my pain and triggered a trauma response. And because of that, I'm finding myself spiraling. But these are all the tools that I have in my toolkit to combat that and to grow and continue healing, because that's what we're doing, guys. We are healing. There is healing for us in this journey. So please comment. This is a lot of energy work. I do think a lot of this work also could be guided by a counselor or therapist, which I highly recommend getting as you go through this process. I have one and I love her. And then I would love to dialogue with you guys if you've experienced similar feelings. How have you gotten through it? What has your journey been like? Do you have any tips or tricks for me as I go through this? And then things that I can share with other people that watch these videos. So I really am thankful for your guys' time. Lean into your care teams as you're having tough days. They are so wise. And I just have so much gratitude for them. They are the reason that I'm finding strength and finding healing. So, so much love to you guys. I'll talk to you later.